We stand at a generational turning point. Our children are the sickest generation in modern history. Parents across the country demanded change, and we are delivering it.
The HHS Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., back in the hot seat today, testifying before two House committees, his first time testifying this year. The administration proposing a nearly $16 billion budget cut to the agency. The proposal includes cuts, for example, to the National Institutes of Health. Kennedy and the Make America Healthy Again movement have met both cheers and scrutiny as they look to overhaul many long-standing pieces of the U.S. health system. And through it all with us has been Jillian Michaels, health and wellness expert, host of the Keeping It Real podcast. Jillian, hello, always great to see you. Let me start there with the budget cuts. He kind of made the case, hey, look, we're in a ton of debt. We are. What do you make of sort of the agency saying we got to skim back as they also try to make major changes?
Of course. Well, you named the first one. We have like a $39 trillion debt for this country, so they have to make some cuts, and there are some he's fairly clearly not happy about, and he's made that clear, like cuts to food assistance. Then there are cuts that are just simply necessary. For example, you have a ridiculous amount of overlap. There are 42 different departments that look at maternal health within HHS. These should be condensed and streamlined. On top of that, when you bring up, this is a really good one that you mentioned. I want to address it. You brought up a cut to the NIH. Yeah. And this is roughly, I think, $5.7 billion. Yep. The American public does not understand our tax dollars go to fund research and development for these drugs, and then the big drug companies come in and they swoop up the molecules that are working, they patent them, and then they charge Americans a premium. And that's really what that is about. It is about making them take responsibility and paying that research and development budget, because we're getting nailed on the back end and the front end, and it's corrupt and it's unfair.
There's been a lot of conversation about peptides recently. RFK Jr. uses them. The FDA going to be meeting this summer to consider 12 that have become popular. For those at home who don't know about peptides, short-chain amino acids that act as the building blocks of proteins involved in the process, like muscle growth, used to promote skin health. But critics will also say, you know what, it's sort of untested. Here was Dr. Jha, who's on the show, sort of gives us both sides. Here's what he told us recently.
If the secretary thinks they work, he should demand that the manufacturers of these peptides do the studies to show that they're safe and they work. And if they do, then they should get that green light of approval from the FDA. But until then, I actually do not favor just making these things, because some of them may very well be dangerous.
So what do you make of where the process is tonight?
Well, there are about 200 plus peptides, and that's why we're talking about 12, because these are the most heavily researched. And the idea here is that people are getting these on the gray market, and they're treating themselves at home with a needle in their bathroom, which is bananas. So by opening this up, you're allowing the proper compounding pharmacies to make safe peptides that don't have things like heavy metals and hormones and all kinds of dangerous garbage in them. And I think it's really important. He didn't open it up to all 215. We're talking about 12, and those 12 have been researched.
Where do you believe Maha is tonight? And I ask you because we had Callie Means on the show last week. There was that White House meeting with those involved in the movement. And I know there's been some pushback. And so just sort of a pulse check, a gut check. Where do you view the movement tonight?
50-50. Listen, I think people were hoping that more would get done, and there's still a lot of upset over the executive order to give immunity to Bayer for glyphosate. People are pretty unhappy about that, but I would like to point out that he's changed the food pyramid. They're trying to get rid of pre-approvals that keep people from getting necessary medical procedures. They're lowering drug costs. They're getting let out of baby formula. I mean, they're doing a heck of a lot. Is it going to be perfect? No, but it's a heck of a lot better than where we were with the last administration and all the administrations prior. Is it perfect? No, but it's better than where we were.
All right, we'll leave it there. Jillian Michaels, we'll catch you again soon.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.